Welcome back to the Immigrant section. I'm your host, Abbas Wahab, and in the studio today we got Nathan Teixeira. How are you, bro?
What up, what up? Thanks for having me, big guy.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. You've been on the lease since day one, man.
This is nice, man. You guys got a nice setup here.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, we just got a jackpot with Patrick over here and his clutch setup that he's let us use very graciously, man. This is sick. I just want like a Immigrant section poster or something to put
That'd
in
be
the
nice,
background.
nice and fresh here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
But a bunch of people do podcasts here, so it would have to be a removable poster.
Oh, yeah.
I just take it with me. You don't.
No, you just keep it here. Be like, yo, this is our spot. Just remember.
Yeah, or they'll be like, hi, Patrick. Yeah, we went into the studio. There's a weird poster there, the Immigrant section. Oh, that's just a project I was doing last night.
Yeah, we got to take that down. We forgot about that.
Yeah, what is that? Oh. No, actually, I do want that just to have in the background. But forget about that, man. Thanks for coming on, bro, to the Immigrant section. See,
man.
A lot of people don't quite know what this podcast is and what it's, like what the whole point of it is. To be honest, I'm not even 100% sure at this point. I'm not, okay? It's like I had Ernie Vicente?
Yeah.
I had him on like a couple weeks back, and right before I went live, he goes, hey, man, I was born in Canada.
It's a free-for-all.
Yeah, I'm
here.
like, don't worry, bro. You're good, man. Look at you, bro. You're good. You fucking
Got my hair.
Yeah,
my hair all ready today.
You got your fro, dude. You're one of those people who always rock a hat. So I'm like,
I know.
And
this
today,
is naked for me right now.
Yeah, bro. And you picked it too. I saw you have a pick in your pocket.
Pick, bro.
Dude, would you ever feel weird about having the pick with the black guy fist at the bottom?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't go that far. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could go that far with it. The pick is already a big stance.
But your dad is like black.
Yeah, he's from Angola, but like when people look at me, they're like, I don't know about this guy.
Yeah,
So,
but as they're coming toward you, but my dad's from Angola.
Yeah, I can't get away with that all the time, man, especially when the lighting's bad.
Yeah, true. But you do, man, you're probably darker skinned than Drake, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Right?
a little bit. Again, the lighting's got to be right.
Yeah, true. Have you gone to Cuba or Dominican or any of those spots and you come back like you're feeling like I could rock a power pick right now for the next week or so?
Yeah, maybe for like a week.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I can get like real dark.
You got a week or two where you don't speed at all. You know
That's
what
it.
I mean? Yeah.
But like, wintertime, it's bad. I get light.
You get light.
Yeah, light. I lose everything.
What about, I know you have a daughter. She's
got a beautiful tan, buddy. Golden brown, like top.
What's her mom?
Hungarian.
Hungarian. Okay, so her baby mom is pretty like pale then, right? Hungarians are
no, she's got a good tan. She's got a good light tan. Very very light tan, but not nice. Just enough, you know what I mean?
I feel like Hungarians have the same complexion as like the average Canadian. No?
I don't know. She does tan like
an
in
Italian kind of off-white thing?
Yeah, an Italian off-white. Like, you know what I mean?
That's not bad. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Dark
but your
hair,
your daughter got that in between, just a light tan.
Yeah, with the curly hair.
Yeah,
it's nice, buddy. She's absolutely beautiful. I'm so
I
proud
see the updates, man. I see her doing her thing.
That's it.
That's so joke. You're saying she's swimming at 3. That's fucking
3.
Just no
water wings,
nothing.
no life jacket. Obviously, with adults nearby, guys.
Oh, obviously, yeah. My listeners are judging the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
They're like, Nathan, who?
This guy,
blogging.
Someone call FNCS right now.
Bloggers love this shit, bro.
But no, she's like in the shallow end, buddy, just swimming at the top of the water, no life jacket, just having a good time in and out of the water. You can really tell she's coming from that Portuguese gene right now.
That's about, man, I want a kid.
It's amazing, buddy.
Yeah?
It's been.
Tell me the truth. Was your kid an accident or was it like?
It was definitely a surprise, buddy.
That's a good way to put it. I like that positivity. It was a pleasant surprise.
Pleasant surprise. Oh, yeah, I don't know, buddy. I was just getting my life together at the time when my girlfriend told me she was pregnant. And it was one of those things.
How'd you take it? Do you remember?
It was one of those things where it was like shock.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, now I got to make or break. Either I'm going to be a good human being and provide for this child or just, be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had
a fork in the road.
Yeah, I had a definite choice to make there. So I was, you know what? It was a surprise, but it was the right time in my life because if I hadn't turned it around then, it might have not turned around at all.
Oh, so the conception of your daughter pulled you from the darkness. So
yeah,
to speak, right?
100%, man.
Yeah.
My kid made me turn my life around.
That's awesome. That's amazing, man. There's so much fear. There's so much like guy fear around like the knocking up a girl. You know what I mean? Deep down, I'm like, man, want a kid.
It doesn't have to be for your fault. But then again, my
I know
mom...
it's the wrong reason to have it.
Well, you know what? And the thing is that I was never scared of having a kid, only because my mom had a daycare for 25 years.
Oh,
So, like, I'd been
okay.
around hundreds of kids my whole life. Like, I changed
that's getting creepy. I'm gonna cut just that, by the way, huh? I've been around hundreds of kids my whole life. Nathan Teixeira, pedophile or not? Keep listening to the immigrant section.
Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, so it wasn't like it was a shock, but I was ready for what I knew was about to happen.
Okay.
Which most people aren't, which I can get the shock because most people don't understand what's about to happen. The crying, the nighttime. People don't understand the bottle and the changes. But I already understood all that.
But why did you know the nighttime?
Why
Did you live at the daycare?
Yeah, my mom had the daycare out of her house.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I had
you grew up with a lot of random ethnic kids around you?
Yeah, tons. Indian, Colombian, Jamaican.
Oh, do you remember do you remember like your early experiences with different ethnicities?
Like just like I mean, tons though. Like just a lot, man. Because my mom, like I said, my mom was Portuguese, and then she had kids from all different backgrounds coming to her house. So like you would see their foods, how they would act, how they would dress, even as children. So like you got used to a bunch of different ethnic backgrounds.
Would their parents drop them off with packed meals?
Yeah, some of them would.
Okay.
Some of them would, because obviously culturally, like some of them want their children.
Yeah,
to eat.
they don't know what.
But it was jokes too, because of like my mom was like straight European, like straight
like Portuguese potatoes.
Yeah, Portuguese potatoes. Kids need to eat good homemade food. So anytime, it was hilarious. Anytime like my mom had kids who had shitty food or shitty parents who couldn't cook, she would just throw the food in the garbage and like cook these kids like homemade food and be like, no, you're not eating that shit that came out of a box.
Yeah.
You're in my house now. You're going to eat Portuguese food, homemade. So she was an amazing woman.
She's just spoiling these kids.
Yeah, spoiling them. It didn't matter. She treated every kid at that daycare like they were her own.
How many kids were at the daycare?
And
no one from the government is listening. So.
No, most of the time
on
at a time,
paper-
she would take care of between 5 to 8 kids back in the
that's
day.
reasonable. I mean, but that's a lot. But like as a professional,
Yeah, it's okay. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of kids. It's a lot of different kids coming
fucked up.
together. You know what I mean? Because it's different sleep
how do
schedules.
you manage that many kids? Does she constantly put you in group activities, or does she sit you in a room?
It's all different, buddy. It's all different. She's honestly, how she did it, I can't tell you because she's a saint.
Yeah.
Because, kids got different
You'd have to
sleep
be.
times. They got different patterns. So one kid is waking up, the other kid needs to go to sleep. One kid just shit his diaper, the other kid is hungry. Like, no one works on the same schedule. She's just got to be fluent the whole time. And she was always just so fluent with the kids. It was amazing.
Was there an age where you're like a kid still watching your mom take care of the daycare kids and be like, damn, mom's got this shit on lock? Like,
I don't know, man.
Do you only appreciate it now when you look back? Or
My mom was like, even as a kid,
Yeah.
I knew my mom worked above and beyond.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even at the early age, I think it was like 10 or 12 years old, my mom, she, I don't know if you know what streptococcus is. She had a
I have no idea.
No, she had so back when I was a kid, I was like 10 years old and 10 or 11. And she had it was a flesh-eating disease.
Okay.
And basically what happens is it's called streptococcus and it eats deteriorates your tissue.
Oh, God.
So if it gets up to your brain, it can like melt your brain and you're done. So she was able to remove it. They found it in her armpit at the time. So she went into a coma for 2 weeks. And
Induced?
Induced.
Okay.
So then when she woke up, she was such an amazing woman. When she woke up, the first thing she asked me was, "Have you eaten?"
What a mother. Like,
You know what I mean? After 2 weeks of not eating and being in a coma, that's the first thing she asked me was like, "Hey, are you eating?" I was like, "Mom, you've been in a coma. Have you eaten? Like,
that's
get
amazing.
some Jello in
Does she have
you."
an accent?
A little, yeah.
Well,
she
how
does.
did she say it? Like, do your mom's impression.
Yo, buddy, I could not do it justice.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
couldn't. I wish I could, but like, you know what I mean? She had that motherly Portuguese
absolutely.
European tone about it.
Have you eaten?
Yeah, have you eaten?
I think
Like-
about my friend's Greek mom, huh?
Yeah, man. So you know what I mean? I was
That's
always
amazing.
blessed. So I
And if
always
that's all
appreciate-
passed, that's like,
Yeah, that was like a one-time thing, but it was scary, man, because it was.
yeah.
They said if they had found it a couple days later, like she would have been done.
Yeah.
So, But you learn to
Well, you
appreciate.
passed it.
Yeah,
That's amazing. That's
yeah,
amazing.
and you learn to appreciate them, especially at that. That was the moment that I was like,
When they're in the hospital.
yeah, when they're in the hospital, and your mom's not there to do your laundry and cook for you, and you realize all those amazing home cooked foods was that hard work she put in. I didn't have that for a while, for 2-3 weeks, and it really made you appreciate what they did for you.
Hell yeah. I'm thankful I never experienced anything like that when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
I mean, my mom went to Sudan for a while because my little brother and sister, when you have immigrant families that come here with young kids, it's very common for them to be like, these kids are too white. They must go back to the homeland for a couple
100%.
years.
They want you to feel that.
Yeah.
They want you to feel where they grew up.
So my little brother and sister were in like grade school, or rather they came here in like kindergarten and stuff like that. So they, at like around grade 7 or 8, my mom's like, you need to learn your religion and your language.
Oh, all at once.
So they just got pretty much a 2-year sentence back to Sudan. But they were living well, bro. They're living in the capital, going to private school.
Yeah, they felt
They're
good.
living way better than they were living here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And there was little smart aleck, smell, like there were little shits about it because they knew it was a temporary, like, cultural boot camp thing.
Experience,
So
yeah.
they didn't take anything seriously, man.
How do you live like how different is it over there? Like what would you
I mean, from the point of view of the human experience, it's very similar, man. Your food, your mom makes you food.
Yeah.
You get dropped off at school.
Yeah.
There's teachers all facing a group of students.
Yeah.
There's recess. You fuck around. It's all the same. Like
all
it's
the
just in a
same.
very hot place that's more religious. That's pretty much the biggest. And you're no longer the immigrant. Now you're around people who are exactly like you.
Exactly
You're in
like
Sudan.
you. That's crazy.
But in that time, my mom was gone for 2 years. So I totally began to appreciate it. It wasn't a life-threatening scenario.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yours,
Still
but
the
I
same,
really
though.
began appreciating it at that time. Yeah.
You remember like certain smells. You're like, oh man, that mom used to make that smell all the time.
Dude, now I'm really appreciating that you bring that up. I just moved into a place with some roommates. One of them is a Sudani guy.
Yeah.
South Sudani guy. Amazing dude named John. He's obsessed with learning how to cook Sudani food.
Oh man.
So every time he's doing like his like trial period of these traditional like dishes that I'm
like,
smelling.
Mom.
I know, yeah, exactly.
Mom.
I know the highest levels of it. And I'm like, that's bamia. That's like this. He's like, yeah. I'm like, it's missing this and this, but yes, bro.
No, almost close to mom.
Yeah, exactly. Not bad, bro. This is not bad. Yeah, and now I'm really missing it. Man.
Yeah, I feel
I'm really
you.
missing it.
I feel that, man. That's
You
awesome.
still around your mom? Your mom's
Yeah.
cooking a lot now?
Yeah. So like my mom, like we live within like the 20-minute drive of my parents' house, and then like a half an hour drive of my girlfriend's parents' house.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got both families
little
pretty close
location,
together. Yeah. So I get that Hungarian food every once in a while, and then go over to my mom's house, get that Portuguese food. It's pretty good.
Did you
man.
just move to this spot? You told me you just started a new job. Did you move for the job?
No, still the same spot.
Okay.
Still living in the same spot, just new location for work, man.
Got it. So
Yeah.
this new spot we were just telling me before we started. So it's all Mennonites.
Yeah,
huh?
well, most of it. So I work in like a small farm country outside of St. Jacobs. So have you ever watched the show Pure? Have you ever seen that?
Pure? No.
Pure is about, so there's a Mexican Mennonite cartel that used to move large amounts of
That sounds
cocaine
hilarious,
from
by the way.
Canada. Yeah,
Yeah.
hilarious because they
Yeah.
used to move it in buggies, buddy.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
like in the middle of like farm country where there's like horse and buggies, and like now I'm just seeing, like the other day I was smoking a joint on the way to work, guys. I'm smoking one, and it was the first time I've ever seen a cow gallop. I work in the middle of
cow?
He ran, buddy. Ran, just running around doing one of these. Just
A cow?
A cow, buddy. I've never seen. Look it up. A cow's run. It shocked me,
It
buddy.
was a gallop.
He was galloping. He was happy. It was sunny. The grass was green, buddy. And this guy was just galloping through the country. I see beautiful things now.
Wait. So what do you think? No one was chasing him? No other cows were fucking with him?
No, he was just
alone
happy.
in a field
Buddy, it was
booking it.
He was happy. I don't understand. I can't explain the swinging of his head.
Yeah.
But he was. It was like it was hitting the sun, and he was enjoying it. Like it was.
You were sure it was coming from a good place.
Yeah, it was a good place.
was a frolic.
Yeah, he was happy, but I've never seen it in my life, man.
I've never seen a cow run.
You got
or
to see
gallop.
it. I'm telling you, it will change your life.
That's why I'm trying to get a monitor and shit. Just to be like, Patrick, show us a cow galloping. But until then, bro.
One day.
We were just Googling this before. The difference between an Amish and a Mennonite. Just so for the listeners' reference, Amish is like all the way. We live off the land. We don't fuck with technology. We don't fuck with cars. We don't fuck with cell phones.
That's
you know, we don't fuck with any of that shit. We got big beards. You know what I mean? Suspenders, etc. We know our way around a hammer, nails. We're killing it, right? Mennonites are like the off Amish. They're like
the Coors Light. They're like the Coors Light. You know what I mean? The light beer of.
Literally, they're the Coors Light of Amish. They fuck with cars, but we Googled this before.
No radios. No radios.
Mennonites can have cars, but always the lowest trim.
They can't have the nice car, base model.
You can't have power windows as a Mennonite, but you can get roll-up windows on a Camry.
But it's crazy. Like the other day I was driving to work.
That's so weird, isn't
it? It was like horse and buggy, and they had like racing seats inside
like
the horse.
Sparko or Recaro seats.
Yeah, Sparko racing seats and like 2 horsepower. Like it was amazing.
Down bucket seats.
That's it. Crazy, buddy.
Which is hilarious because those are high performance seats for the track. So it's almost like
for like nice cars, man.
Yeah, like those horses are doing anything. They're almost just saying, yeah, we're Mennonites, but we have fun. We still have fun. That's almost their way of saying we have fun.
We're cool Mennonites.
Do any of them blaze?
No, I'm pretty sure that's against their like religion.
But Sparko bucket seats go for it, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how it all works. I think they found a loophole, maybe.
Cigarettes?
I don't see them smoke that often, unless it's rolled cigarettes. I don't think they can. I think they smoke rolled cigarettes.
So they got something against filters. That's what it comes down to.
Manufacturing. I think it has to be like homemade.
It's kind of like a native thing, isn't it?
I don't know, man.
Natives always.
I don't know how it all works.
Chief rolling tobacco.
I don't know. You can buy a whole pack of smokes for 200 smokes for $10 on the reserve.
From the reserves,
so I don't know if that's like a thing.
That's such an Ontario thing.
These guys smoke like cartons, buddy. Cartons.
I just asked you about cigarettes.
Yeah, but so I work in like a Mennonite community, but not all of them are like specifically Mennonite.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Some of the guys are still like average Joes like me and you.
Wait. What I want to know is, why would you live in that community if you're not a Mennonite? What, like, who are these people? Outcasts?
No, why wouldn't you, buddy? It's beautiful. You don't understand to live in the country. Even just me.
Do they have 7-Eleven?
Yeah, they got gas stations and stuff within like a 15-minute drive. Like, you know what I mean? There's still things relatively
Timmy's?
Close. Yeah, Timmy's.
Huh?
Like right now, the farm country that I work in is only 20 minutes from my house. That's in the city.
Oh,
and like I have
gotcha.
miles, and it's like I'm in Waterloo, Ontario, right?
Oh,
so like
okay, so
I still have the whole 9.
I was thinking it's some cult.
No,
like,
you went to Waterloo, no?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so this like this Mennonite community is just like 20 minutes from University of Waterloo, but like it's like you like time travel in 8 minutes. Like you go from like universities, colleges, and all these like nice roads, and in like 8 minutes outside of the city, you drive a little bit farther, and you're like, everything's gone. It's just like, and then
the
all of a
asphalt
sudden
stops.
Yeah, and it just starts like Mennonite community, like buggies, and it's cool, man. I can drive to work and grab farm fresh eggs as I'm going home. All this like homegrown natural strawberries and corn. Like I don't even gotta stop at a store.
I'm all about that stuff. Yeah.
I don't even gonna stop at a store, buddy. I just buy like fresh fruit and stuff as I'm driving home along the way home.
I love buying the eggs that come in the carton. They're all different sizes.
Oh, buddy.
You're like, yeah, this is some real shit right here.
You know, it came right.
The colors are all fucked up.
They're all
shit.
weird, a little bit light brown, a little bit dark brown. This is a multicultural pack right here.
This is real equality eggs.
I like those, but it's amazing, man. I do really appreciate working in the country now.
Do you have any Mennonite rivals, or rather enemies?
No, because they actually, I'm like I don't want to say I'm the cool black guy, but like, you know what I mean? To them, I'm like,
your dad's from Angola, so
okay, but like to them, I'm very black. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So they're really appreciative of the music, and they'll come around my station and they're like, yo, I like this song. I'm not supposed to be listening to it, but this is amazing. Yeah. So they're cool guys, man.
That JZ guy, man, he's got some shit.
Niggas in Paris? What?
Yeah, that was quite a swell track. Yeah. I don't think Jesus would like it, but I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna take that one home to the wife.
Yeah, right? So you tell me they gotta take the radios out of their cars.
I don't know if that's all of them, but I know the ones that truly believe, like the ones that do drive and truly follow the religion, do take the radios out of the car. They're not supposed to listen to music. I guess that's part of it. I haven't really looked into how in depth it is, but it is part of what they believe in. They shouldn't listen to music.
I mean, who am I to judge at the end of the day, right?
Hey,
Every
man.
religion's got their own weird.
Everybody, if it makes them happy and it
Do
ain't,
you?
if it honestly, if it isn't hurting anybody and makes you happy, do whatever it is, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm a musician rapper that I just got my song on the radio. I'm trying to get that maximum radio play.
Yeah,
I'm saying fuck these Mennonites without radios in their car. Put a radio in your fucking
You got to
car.
get that thing
Listen
on a
to this
CD.
track.
You got to get that thing on a CD, send it out to me, and I'll
listen to it
blast
in the basement,
I'll
right?
blast it. I'll like drive around the Mennonite communities and blast it with my car for you, buddy.
I wonder if the young Mennonite kids that are like of age, like the 16-year-olds, how's that for them?
But see,
That'd be
that's
tough,
the thing,
don't you
though.
think?
It's like like from what I understand, especially if they're like true Mennonite, a lot of them don't leave or have never gone as far as where a horse and buggy can take them. So for me and you, as thinking of like young adults, we try to, compare our childhood to their childhood, but they would never even understand because they don't even know. They wouldn't be like, hey, you had a PSP before. And they wouldn't even understand what a PSP is because they've never left that.
I would love it. There's a Mennonite just out listening to this podcast, playing PSP, like, fucking closed-minded motherfuckers.
These motherfuckers.
These closed-minded motherfucking niggas. His boy's got a DS. These people are so closed-minded.
But that's what I understand. Like I said, I haven't fully looked into it, but like it's pretty crazy, man.
Do they go to Mennonite schools? The kids go to exclusive Mennonite schools?
Yeah, like they go to schools in their community, and I don't even. Some of them get taught. Some of them don't even leave. A lot of them don't leave the farms. Like they'll live as a community. You know what I mean? They'll live off the land. Like a lot of them will.
Like Amish style.
Yeah, Amish style.
Yeah,
And
that's the
even
Amish
like
in
when you're of age to buy a house in their community, everybody will help you buy a house.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay,
So
yeah.
they'll like help you buy a house close
It's
by.
very tribal.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tribal. Like
It's almost kind of nicer if you think about it, right?
you know what I mean?
What's
It's
better about the city if you think
It's
about
a
it?
simple way to live, which is sometimes is beautiful, man. Like, cause you know what I've never heard at work? One guy come up to me and be like, "Hey, did you know what I see on Facebook this week? Or you know what I see?" I haven't heard, I've been there for 4 weeks, buddy. No one's talked to me about Facebook
probably
and
the best
Instagram.
part, yeah.
And it's beautiful, man.
None
'cause
of
they
that
just,
social media, yeah.
Nothing, bro. They just appreciate, fishing and camping and home cooked food. And
Social media
some of
just-
these guys are like 22 and married. You know what I mean? 21 and
They're
married.
living that Old Testament
That
lifestyle.
old lifestyle, which is
Yeah.
cool, man. I got respect for it. I mean, I could never live that life, but I got respect for people who do.
Do they pay taxes?
You know what? I'm not sure about that. I don't
Okay,
know
'cause
how.
that changes everything. That changes my whole view. If these motherfuckers are not paying taxes, it's like, what?
I don't think they do, to be honest with you, because I know my boy Tom.
But why? How does that make sense?
You know what, buddy? I'm gonna look into this, and we'll do like another just on the.
If you know if Mennonites pay taxes or not,
hit
email the
us up.
immigrant section at gmail.com. Let us know. We need to know this. Or DM the page. We need to find this. But you were saying all this social media. Dude, if I could get out of the social media stuff, I'd be so happy. But
It's
it's so
beautiful.
intertwined with everything, right? Like, also follow the immigrant section at Instagram, by the way. And on Facebook.
do a
We're on
quick shout out
YouTube.
there.
Yeah, just follow it all. Yeah.
It is a nice break, man. Like I've been taking a break. I've been on like a 60-day social media break. Deleted the apps just to try to enjoy summer with my family and my daughter, man. Just take away, step back, write a little
That's
bit.
what a kid does. That's what I'm saying. A kid will ground you like that. That's like, but is that a selfish reason to have a kid? To be like, yo, I want to get more grounded, so I'm gonna bring in another life to the earth.
Yeah, because
That's kinda selfish.
that will never prepare you to be a parent. You know what I mean? And then that's selfish because you're.
But what about
using-
your willingness to learn? Won't that prepare you?
Yeah,
What
but
if I'm
that's
not a
different.
scumbag?
That's once it's happened. Once it's already happened, you've got to that point, nigga. You got to learn now. Like, you know what I mean?
You were in the same boat, and it worked out for you.
Yeah, but like I said, I had a little bit of experience, so it wasn't a surprise, man. Believe me, a kid is a surprise. If you've never heard a kid cry in the middle of the night, it's a surprise to people, man. If you've never smelled shit that's not in water, it's a surprise
Yeah,
to you.
no. I mean, my sister just had another daughter. My sister's having the first nieces, nephews in the family.
Yeah.
So I'm getting exposed to all that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's amazing. This little niece, Mariam and Noor.
Yeah?
Amazing. One is like quiet, chill, does the crazy shit. The other one's just the fresh one. She just cries. She's shitty as fuck. She
That's
cries, shits, constantly crying.
How old is she?
She is maybe 4 months.
Oh yeah, that's usually what they do, cry and shit.
She's terrible, bro. Shout out to Noor.
They get better after like 8 months. That's
Yeah.
like the fun part. I like left my kid with my wife for the first 8 months, and I was like, "Yo, I'll see you back in 8 months."
Yeah,
No, I'm-
peace, just drive off it in a fucking Mustang.
going for a pack of smokes.
Yeah, and he came back 8 months later.
Hey, at least I came back. You know?
Yeah, that's. So, what's your You are half Portuguese, half Angolan.
Yeah. So my dad's from Angola, Africa, which is people always
Do
say.
they speak Swahili there?
No. So the part of Angola where my dad is from was actually colonized by the Portuguese. So my dad's black, but he speaks Portuguese.
That's how we got your mom. Huh?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, black man, and then he said like, what's a Portuguese? Hey, sexy mama. What'd you say?
How would you say it again?
Or whatever the pickup standard.
I don't know.
intro
There's
line is.
so many abnita. Como é que estás?
Oh,
You know
that
what I mean?
sounds
Hey,
terrible.
beautiful. How are you?
That sounds disgusting. That sounds, dude, that was terrible.
How would you say it? How would you say it in Sudanese?
I don't even know. كيف الحال?
No, that's not any better, bro. Don't do that to
كيف
me.
الحال?
No.
كيف الحال? Yeah. Like, how are you? I don't know.
Yeah?
That's that. How are you?
You've never tried to pick up a girl in Swahili, obviously.
Swahili. This is Arabic,
No,
you
I'm
ignorant
just
motherfucker. Oh, you don't know. Oh, I'm just joking. No, you're not joking.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you said Swahili like 2 minutes ago. And
But
that's-
now I know how your dad got your mom. So where did it happen? In Portugal? In Canada?
No, in Canada. So my dad moved here, I think when he was like 15 or 16.
Okay.
And moved in like Cambridge, Ontario.
Oh shit.
Yeah, small town.
Straight to where the Portuguese
Yeah.
are. This is, by the way, Portuguese capital of Canada.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
95% Portuguese. Yo,
Yeah.
shit goes crazy during the World Cup. Streets shut down.
Yeah.
We win one game and we are honking on the streets.
Yeah,
but
right.
We live that one game. But yeah, so my
A
dad
third
joined,
of your phone book is Dos Santos
or Costa.
or Costa or Da Costa.
The Costa.
Yeah.
So yeah, they met in Cambridge, man, and then my dad shortly joined the military. So he joined the Canadian Armed Forces just shortly after they got together.
Regular forces or reserve?
No, he was in the Patricia.
Oh, hell yeah. Full
Yeah,
force.
full force.
Oh, yeah.
So he did that for a little bit, and then they just settled down in Cambridge and had a family, man.
Hell yeah. Did he ever speak longingly of Angola?
No, he spoke the least amount he could. Honestly, the only time he spoke of Angola when he was trying to remind us of how good we had it.
Yeah.
That was the only
one
time
of
he was
those,
like,
in
yo,
Angola.
yeah, in Angola we slept on the floor.
Yeah. Does he ever have a hard African accent?
No, he's full Portuguese, but you got to do it because he's black. or
Oh,
else-
yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't have made sense. In Angola, every path is uphill.
It's hard to do a black man with a Portuguese accent. And people always they're always like, what does your dad sound like? And they're like, he's not black. And I'm like, no.
In Angola. How would you even sound?
I don't know how you would sound as a Portuguese black man.
Try to replicate your dad right now to the best of your abilities.
Oh, he's like fluent in English.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Fluent. Yeah, he's been here for a
who's ignorant
like,
now?
yeah.
Oh, he speaks English perfectly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he pronounces all the letters, all the letters.
That's jokes. Oh, he speaks English perfectly. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, but yeah, he's a cool dude, man. He came here from Africa, joined the military, and then now he's also a welder like myself, man.
That's how you got into welding.
Yeah, that's how I got into welding. So like, I hit a little bit of a rough spot a few years ago, and I had to go live at home, and I was looking for jobs, and my dad was just like, man, like, you know what, just come and work with me. And he drove me to work for a couple months and helped me out, and he helped me get my certification as a welder. And you know what I mean? I've just been doing all right in that industry since then, thanks to him.
Hell yeah, man. You're the only person I knew on Facebook that was like uploading pictures of complete welds. You're
Yeah,
like,
you were like,
feels
yeah.
pretty good. And I'm like, I think that's a nice weld.
Is that a nice weld?
I'm
I
not
don't-
sure. Is that
I know
a good
the
weld?
a
I'm
couple
going to
weeks
like this
after.
picture and then ask him about it later.
Yeah, you did. You asked me like 3 months later, like, yo, is that a nice weld? What is a nice weld look like? And I was, I was like, this is hard to explain.
Right, yeah, exactly, right? You're like, bro, next time we're ever in the city, I'm just going to point at welds and be like, How'd you
Anywhere,
rate
yo,
that?
you go
Rate
to a
that well?
park, you let me know. All
Benches and
those
shit.
park. Oh no, like the playgrounds that are the children's playgrounds. Stay away from those. But you can check out welds there.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh, this isn't safe. That before your daughter goes on the jungle gyms, you check the welds.
I'm like, yo, look at these things. This has got bubbles inside. This is no good. Stay off this one, kid.
There's MIG welding and TIG welding, right?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. There's MIG, TIG, stick. You can do underwater, buddy. It's crazy. It's a big industry.
In the Navy, the underwater divers who did underwater welding
Yeah.
were like there's so much danger pay in that trade.
Yeah,
there's like you're gonna
it's in the top.
one person dies of every 3 or something.
Yeah, I
So
think it's in the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the world.
Why is that?
Because so you have electric current on the water. Basically, I haven't looked into the whole concept of how it works, but basically you weld in a bubble, okay? And you have to make sure that the electric current doesn't go outside the bubble, because if it happens, then it electrocutes the water. It'll fry you.
Legit.
Yeah, so it's in like the top most dangerous jobs.
So how do you make sure it doesn't?
I haven't looked into it because it's like the certification in it is like 5,000 hours, and like you got to take a diving course. You got to be an expert diver before you even get the welding certification happening. Like it's like a 5-year, 6-year like university process.
And these people just pretty much weld the bottom of ships or something?
Yeah, well, bottoms of ships, pipes in the oceans, buddy, like the whole, anything that needs to be welded underwater. When you see these, like, you know, these giant fixtures in the States that happen, like, you know, that have big water fixtures, a lot of that has to be done underground and stuff like that. So even, and like stuff for like, you know, marine land and stuff, they got pipes coming from all over. Some of that stuff has to be underwater.
Are you afraid of any, like, the automation that's, like, inevitably coming for, like, trades like welding and things like that? Or you're just gonna be deep into the comedy entertainment and do the switch by then?
Well, I mean, you know what? That's the dream, man. I would love to say that in 20 years. Yeah. But, you know, at the same time, I don't think I'm going to be worked out of a job just in the simple fact that millennials don't want to weld, buddy. So it's a very tough industry to get young folks in right now. Young kids don't want to work with their hands.
I get that, yeah. But I'm saying, like, automation is...
But it's a lot of these places are going to... Like, the shop that I work at, they just got out of... You know, they're still... You know, say shops in Waterloo are 5 years into this tech thing. These guys are still 15 years behind.
Oh,
that's why I like.
So you got a couple decades.
Yeah, I got some time before these guys upgrade fully. I mean, who knows?
Oh, it's a huge capital investment to get. I mean, I worked a lot in these manufacturing environments. It's a massive capital investment to get the robot, to get the tooling that welds, to get the certifications around it, because I don't even know if that's a thing right now.
And then you need techs.
You need the techs to learn the actual navigation of it and update it for any changes. It's like a massive... Or you can get a guy that knows how to weld and just tell him what to do.
Personally, I don't think it's going to affect me for a very long time. You know what I mean? Especially me working in farm countries. Like, it doesn't... I don't think it's going to be a big problem.
But for example, in high-tech automotive applications, it's always
it's all robots now.
Welds.
Like, I've worked for 2 companies where like 50% of it is the employees have been dumped and they've started doing the robot sections. Like big corporations like Linamar and Skyjack, those kind of places use mostly robots, and then just like guys like me and you to fix things that the robots screw up.
Gotcha. You guys are like quality control. It's like 99%, and that 1% they need humans.
They need humans because there's always going to be a little bit of error.
Well, in 40 years, it'll be another robot that does that 1%. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Who knows, man? I'm trying not to think that far ahead.
Well, let's just fucking hope they quickly automate this underwater diver. There's no reason you need to be mastering this inherently highly dangerous job
like
to make money.
$600 an hour.
Yeah, let's just get a robot to do this and have you fucking go home to your kid at night and just weld in a place, or fucking learn how to like fix robots and some other trade. Learn something else.
That's the problem, though. We're going to give all the jobs to the robot because everything's dangerous. Then we're going to give the military to the robots. We're going to if we give everything dangerous to the robots, they're going to take everything, buddy.
Yeah, okay. That's the robot. I honestly think the purpose of humans is to create artificial intelligence. That is the natural progression of our evolution, is to create non-biological intelligence. Yeah. I don't want it to be. I think that's what we facilitate. Homo sapien will go into we'll eventually become a new breed where we're half like mechatronic. We have like are like Achilles tendons will be like nylon, and then like a couple hundred years of like half, and then the AI will be super strong at that point, and we'll just be able to reach a level of like sentient consciousness.
Yo, you Toronto guys got an imagination, buddy. This is crazy. This is
Bro,
way
this
past
is
my
that-
spectrum of like, yo, I'm talking about horse and buggies. This guy's talking about nylon ATLs in the back
Bro.
here.
On the real though, I literally watched a quick video on YouTube while eating a sandwich this morning. And regurgitated almost all of that.
You sounded real well. Like you sound like you've been studying that for like 6 years now.
Bro, I have a degree in engineering and like some pretty like advanced like how do I say it? Cutting edge, so to speak, nanotechnology. It's cutting edge, right? So a lot of the stuff we learned is so theoretical. Nanotechnology engineering has no place in actual industry. You can't get an undergrad in this and be... It's like getting an undergrad in brain surgery. When you come out, you're like, can I be a brain surgeon now? They're like, no! You got to go do 10 more years of school.
What? No, that's too much.
So I did an undergrad in nanotechnology, and there's nothing happening in industry with nanotech. It's all like R&D and research and stuff. So I'm just there with something I can't use. So I got a job at an automotive supplier, which was the shit for a little bit.
Fair enough, man.
Did you used to go to? Do you ever travel to the States for work? By the way,
No, I haven't been to the States very much at all, man.
really?
Yeah.
I used to work in Detroit for an automotive supplier, and I would go to the South a lot. They had their plant in Nashville, Tennessee,
Okay.
and
How was that?
dude, it's amazing, man. Nashville is the best city in the States.
I heard they like to party.
Nashville is the best. It's the perfect size. It's like a little less busy than Toronto from a car perspective.
Okay.
From a people and foot traffic and energy, it's just as lively, if not more. There's constant foot traffic. It's like the mecca of country music. All of the young country singers, they go there and they're like hitting the mics, the comedy mics. They're all there to make it.
Yeah, it's like the open mics of comedy, but for
It's
country
the
music.
New York for that. It's Nashville's like their New York. And all the record executives who've killed off like all of the big rock names, they all have massive houses along the perimeter of the city with massive fountains and stuff. It's so liberal because it's like a city in Tennessee. It's an amazing vibe because it's liberal in the South. It's the best, bro. Everyone says sir, ma'am. You know what I mean?
So you were feeling comfortable then?
Guy, you know how they paint the South, especially as Canadians. We think the South is racist as fuck. I moved to Detroit, Michigan, thinking, okay, this is bad. It's Detroit, 8 Mile, all that shit. It's pretty shitty. It has shitty areas. It's like Toronto, Jane and Finch. There's some shitty areas,
It's got its shitty spots.
And then they tell me you need to go down to Gallatin, Tennessee, 30 minutes outside Nashville, for you need to go visit the plant for some work. And I'm like, fuck the South. It's gonna be so racist. I'm gonna get called nigger. I was like,
the first thought.
That was the first thought.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna get like, and it's gonna be an awkward moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guy, I get to Tennessee. I leave the airport and I realize Michigan is the piece of shit state.
No, Michigan.
Tennessee
really?
has money. The roads are fucking way better paved than Ontario, bro. Everything, there's no salt really, that they don't salt, so nothing is rusted. The business is thriving. It's a hub of business. There's all ethnicities flying through Nashville International coming to do, because there's so many automotive like giants in that area.
Yeah.
There's so much commerce. There's so much tourism for music. It's like, what the fuck? I thought that, dude, Detroit is like garbage, because I was afraid of the South because I thought it was this super racist Confederate flag.
Should have been afraid of Detroit then, eh?
Detroit, but then I realized that's Nashville.
Yeah.
You go outside Nashville, it's pretty much exactly what,
Exactly
it's
what you
exactly
think.
what. Yeah. But still, I thought all the black people went to the north. Being Canadian, I thought slavery happened, all the black people went to the north, and the South stayed racist, and then racism stopped, or slavery stopped. But when I went to the South, there's more black people in the South.
They're the minority now.
There's more black people in the South than in the North, bro.
Yeah, really.
In Tennessee, there's so many black people. Like, the plant is half black, half white. It's like so many. I'm like, what the fuck?
I would have never thought
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And it's not that rate. Everyone is in the lunchroom together, more mixed than in the North. It's like Chappelle, that whole bit he did about how like racism is out in the open. Like,
Yeah.
you're like the chicken, like that. He's exactly
I haven't
right.
seen that one in time. I have to check that out.
In Michigan, the racism is hidden. It's latent.
Oh, yeah, closeted.
So like when I worked a corporate job, Chrysler was our client. I would go to the Chrysler, all engineers,
Yeah.
middle upper class. You go to the cafeteria, the Latinos are together, the whites are together, the blacks are together, and then you go to Tennessee, and in the plant now these are
Everybody's
factory
mixed.
workers. Everyone's mixed.
Huh.
You know what I mean? So I'm
Crazy.
like, we had it totally back. That's the power of the media. You
The
know?
power of the media, guys.
Yeah,
They just
dude.
want you to think that there's a problem.
Yeah, I thought I'd be called nigger right when I got off the.
That's
like,
crazy.
I thought it was all white, and it's like, dude, right around the plant there were houses with Confederate flags, but that doesn't mean a racist lives there. That just means
No.
there's a person that has a lot of Southern pride and the history of that. They're not racist necessarily, but now they attach. They're like, oh, it's super racist, sure.
Yeah, everybody who uses
But if you
it.
have this flag, you are guaranteed racist.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
You know what I
either,
mean?
Man, I'm not stuck on the idea. I understand that there are some racists that use the flag, and then there's other people who believe in certain things that the flag represents, which I can respect at the same time.
I tried to make a bit out of this, but it didn't.
It's not going to fly with black people right now.
I don't know if it really worked, but I feel like the Confederate flag is objectively dope. Is it not? That red they use is amazing.
It's a
got a
cool-looking flag.
symmetrical number of stars. It's a sick fucking flag.
It's a cool flag.
Dude,
I
if you
understand
just
why
look
people
at
hate it.
It's fucking great, man. I would love. It's way better than the Canadian flag. It's powerful. It's red. It's like, it's just powerful.
You don't like our leaf.
Yeah, I mean, I like what it represents. I'm pro Canada. You know, I'm Canadian. Go Canada. But this fucking weak as shit.
It is a weak flag.
Two
I'm
red
sorry,
stripes
guys.
and a leaf in the middle.
This
Come
podcast
on.
is going to take a tank now. We're going to lose all the Canadian viewers.
all the Canadian spots. Yeah, exactly.
We wanted
Which
to
are the
learn about
majority.
the immigrants, and they started to talk shit about Canada.
Yeah, and we left immediately. I won't hear it. To people who say like one time I just think it's a sick flag. I'm like,
Fair enough, man. That's all right.
one time during Remembrance Day, I was doing a show in Hamilton, and I started making jokes about the Navy. I used to be in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
So, and I prefaced that talking about the Navy, and I started making fun of it, making some jokes. You know what I mean? Like even after I left the Navy, if you can, I mean, I'm not proud of this, but the Remembrance Day is like the day in Canada where we essentially like it's like our War Veterans Day, Memorial Day, so to speak. So after I left the Navy, during Remembrance Day, if you eat in any restaurant in uniform, someone will pick up the tab.
No.
Okay. So
Oh, I can
I
already,
love how you
I can already
pieced it
see where this
together.
is going.
So then the year after I left the Navy, I put on my uniform and I went to Mongolian Grill, a sea-level restaurant. And between bites, I would take many moments of silence.
Oh, just
And someone picked up my tab, and I felt like such a piece of shit. But anyways, I told people the truth of what happened. I wasn't bragging about it. I just
Yeah.
told them this is what I did. I was in a low place. I was broke. I mean, whatever.
hey, man, we do what we do. I've stolen
I had
groceries.
to do it to survive, right? But they all turned on me, bro. The whole crowd turned on me, and I just went in on them. I was like, "Did any of you serve? Did any of you serve?" And then I was like, because they were like so reserved. I'm like, take that shit to the recruitment center, okay? and I thought that was funny. That still didn't even get a laugh.
No.
Dude, it was so embarrassing, man.
Hey,
I
shit
just
happens,
left
man.
off on silence. It was terrible. and then AJ Bate went up and did work. I'm like, motherfucker.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Just sometimes you got to chew those cookies, buddy.
Yeah. Is that a Portuguese like idiom?
Chew those cookies?
Yeah.
No, I just made that up on the spot.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I knew it. No one fucking says that. You motherfucker. Don't try to get away with that shit. Sometimes you just gotta chew those cookies, bro. So you, Angola was never pushed as in like you're gonna go there. Did your mom speak amazing about Portugal and like?
Yeah, I mean,
Did you
yeah.
go to Portugal?
Yeah, I've been to Portugal a few times.
You speak Portuguese?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Pretty decently. It's been a while now, like, you know what I mean, since I've moved away from home. But I mean, I can still hold a decent conversation. Like, I can go there by myself and go about the city and ask for things and order things at restaurants and stuff. I can't, like, write as much as I used to. I can read a little bit.
You can get by.
Yeah, I can get by.
You ever talk to older Portuguese people and like are embarrassed at your low level of Portuguese?
Oh, 100%. That's the first thing I apologize for. I'm
Yeah,
like, hey,
that
buddy,
happens
like,
all the
look,
time.
I got
have
a
those
couple...
apologies on point in Arabic.
Oh, 100%.
All of those excuses perfected.
Well, I'm sorry. It's been a while. It's been 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
They're like, really? You sound amazing.
Yeah.
You're like, just ask another question and it'll fall apart for you.
Yeah, 3 or 4 questions, man. Like, I got the basics down.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Seriously, sometimes I tell people, oh, my Arabic, it's not that good. And they're like, really? I mean, it sounds great. I'm like, what?
yeah, let's talk for 1 more hour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm so embarrassed by that, man.
Oh, me too. Like, especially
It's not my fault, but
yeah, we're not speaking it every day. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes, especially when you get those calls from people from back home, and they're like, then they tell you how bad your language.
I want to know about that. Who calls you from back home? When you say back home, I'm assuming you mean Portugal.
Yeah, so Portugal. I mean,
Any of your Angolan people have any of your contact
I don't
info?
think there's anybody out there anymore.
Jesus Christ, what happened?
Yeah, they moved here.
Oh, they moved as a big family.
Yeah, so most of them moved here. My
gotcha.
dad's dad.
They did.
Yeah.
Refugee style.
Yeah, they all came here.
Got it.
My dad's mom stayed in Africa.
Okay.
But yeah, the rest of them moved here, and most of my dad's family's here now.
So from Portugal, do your first cousins or second cousin, who calls you?
Well, I used to talk to my grandma lots. They're still around, man. My grandpa.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So they're still kicking.
Europeans go deep.
Yeah,
in
they
the
go.
age, man.
Oh
It's
yeah,
amazing.
82, 83. I believe my mom's grandma was 97.
Were they smokers at all?
Some of them are, man.
That's
Some,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't get it.
I don't know if it's the codfish or the salt water.
Something,
or
man.
What it is, man. But they live forever and they're tough, man.
I keep seeing these old Asian and European, like, just old people smoking. I'm like, how are you still
They just
at
go
it?
forever, man. I remember we used to hold these like Portuguese bullfights in Cambridge, and it's called the bull on the rope. Okay, so basically what happens is there's this big soccer field. They chain it, like they get this big cage around the soccer field, and they get these like cages with these bulls, and it's got a big sliding door. So there's a hole at the top, and they wrap a rope around the bull's neck, and then there's a big like 50-foot rope. Okay, so they let the bull out the cage, and then behind the rope, in case shit gets like crazy, there's like 4 of the oldest Portuguese guys.
The biggest forearms you've ever seen.
Biggest forearms you've ever seen with like leather hands.
Yeah.
And they sit there, so if like the bull hits somebody and shit starts to get real, they got to pull the bull back.
So it's 4 men physically holding a bull back.
Physically holding a bull back by a rope, buddy. I'm telling you, I have seen people get crazy, and they're just sitting there just feet planted and like just...
Have you seen them actually fight it and like...
Oh yeah, I've seen people
overcoming the bull.
Yeah, overcome, like enough for like people to either like grab the guy out of the way or like, you know what I mean, move
Jesus,
somebody
that's
to
amazing.
safety. But they're like the safety net, just 4 dudes just holding this rope, buddy. They got their hats on. Some of them don't even lose their hats. Like, it's crazy. No gloves. No.
Yeah, at the callus, they probably a half-inch thick callus on all
And
their
one of them
hands.
like
Had a
smoking every
cigarette
time.
going,
One and just passing it to the other guy. They didn't even have lighters. They just chain smoke. Just let one smoke after the other.
Actually,
some of them, man.
And they keep going. How? What is it?
I don't know what it is, man. They don't build them like they used to. That's all I can say.
Yeah, there's something about this like North American culture.
It makes them
that's
stop.
so like. Yeah, it's so normal to. I feel like the life expectancy is. I don't know what it is on paper. If I actually looked at like census,
I don't know
studies and whatnot. But if I run into an old motherfucking person who's still kicking it, walking, smoking, they're not gonna be like They're not going to be like an old white dude, Canadian white dude.
Yeah, it's like
not going to be a dude who speaks English as his first
Italian.
language, is my point.
100%.
Always some other formula for living.
I'm sure there's one or two.
Of course, I'm not saying across the board.
But 90% of the time, I would say it's
They're always
usually
foreigners.
Yeah, 100%. They'll go to old immigrants.
Is it the labor that they did? Is it the food? What is it?
I think it's got to be some of the food, buddy. Definitely the food. I don't know if it's that natural home-cooked meals that just keeps your body solid. And then a lot of it is that maybe that work ethic right from a kid. I don't know, man. But like they don't build them like that, man. It's crazy.
When you went to Portugal, what was the thing that shocked you the most? How old were you when you went?
Last time I've been there 3 times. I think the last time I was 17.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the 17th time, that was the 3rd time you went. What was the first time you went?
Oh, I was young. I was young, buddy. I was probably like 10.
Okay,
I'd have
what
to say 7 or
that's when
10.
I went. So we pretty much line up. I went to Sudan like 3 times.
Okay.
Pretty much 10, 15, and 17.
Okay.
So pretty much the same. I'm
Yeah,
assuming,
it's
as you.
crazy.
So I still remember the shocking stuff. What shocked you when at the 10? Do you remember? Like,
Probably at that age was honestly like, cause like we experience water and ocean, like like lakes here and waves and stuff. But like when you see a wave here, when me and you see a wave at a beach here, that's like a 10 foot, like a 5 foot little
yeah,
baby
oh, it's
wave.
blip, blip, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a little one. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can get over this. But like I think I was 10 years old when I experienced like 15 to 30 foot waves. Like
What do you mean by experience it?
like they chill by the water when these things happen, buddy. They just
Like massive waves are happening.
yeah, and they're like diving under the waves. Like I mean, but like big, buddy, like double, 3 times the size of like my height, and they're just like jumping under the waves. And I'm like, it was the first time I ever got smacked by a wave. I was 10 years old. I was in Portugal, and I basically what happens when a wave comes, when it peaks at the top, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to dive under the wave because when the wave swells, you pop up on the other side. So basically what happened is this big wave came over and I popped up under, came up on the other side, and immediately another wave smacked me on top of the head. And I remember opening up my eyes in the salt water and I just remember seeing white, buddy, just spinning like this because of the wave sucked.
Wow.
It hit me right on the head. And I think that was the most humbling experience because you're like, you just want to show off. You're like, yo, I'm a Canadian, but buddy, I can swim. But you don't understand the power of a wave.
A
But there's like
Portuguese
10,
wave.
But there's like 10, 12, 14-year-old kids swimming in this. They're having fun and they're going under the waves and you want to compete with them, but you don't realize how powerful that is.
Did you need saving?
No, I came to the top of the water eventually, but I felt like I almost needed saving. Like
Yeah.
I've
Thank God
never
for the salt water, that buoyancy. You come up.
float you right
Yeah.
to the top, thank God. But yeah, that was the first time that it really humbled you back there.
Dude, when I was in what's really funny is when we came to Canada in 97 and like we progressively would go to like cheaper and cheaper government housing. So for like in the span of like 4 or 5 years we got to like the cheapest
Yeah, you only
option
get so many
inland.
breaks. That's so
Cause
much.
because you come in, you think, oh, my dad is like, oh, let me get housing, and then he realizes, oh, there's like, if you show you're even more deprived,
Yeah, you've
they'll
done
give
a
you a
little
cheaper housing, and then if you prove you're fucked, because he has 6 kids, he's driving a cab.
Yeah.
No one, because my dad's educated, right? He's got like he has his MBA from like Holland, right?
wow.
I mean, he's educated from like from European standards as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But they still won't accept those credentials, so he still have to get a cab. So he keeps trying to push.
Crazy.
So we keep having to like go to like the shitter government housing.
bit. Yeah.
So by the time my first time I went to Sudan, I was in 5th grade, and at this point I was like living in like Limberlost, London, Ontario.
Hell
Shitty
yeah,
neighborhood.
London.
So I'm living in a poor neighborhood. And then we go to Sudan, and suddenly the switch happens where we are Sudanese people who left to Canada. We are Canadian Sudanese coming back, and we're living like
Large.
kings.
Large.
And I'm living in government housing now back in the summer for Sudan, living like getting people treating me like I'm some next thing, right?
And then you gotta come home back to
Yeah, and they don't know the truth. That
They
I'm
don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's funny, right when we got to the airport, I remember how aggressive the cab driver was with grabbing. The way they don't just say, "Oh, cab," you come out with your cart with
You're
your 8
coming
bags.
with me. You're coming with us.
They just grab the bags.
Oh, yeah.
They grab
You're
the
not
bags and start
choosing the
shoving them in the
cab.
trunk. So aggressive.
That's crazy.
The most aggressive thing, and I realized right upon landing, the first experience, I was like, "Oh, here you gotta take it to eat." You know what I mean? Like
Crazy. I don't know.
the way he was so aggressive. I was like, "Oh, this is a different ball game completely."
Really, I see in Portugal it's totally opposite. They want to be your friend. They want to invite, like,
Because
but slowly.
that's the European layback. We don't work these crazy North America is all about hours productivity. Europe
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
recreation, chill, rest,
Art.
gathering,
Yeah.
drinking, coffee, like exactly that's
wine.
So I imagine they're much more chill and they want to hear you this and that.
Yeah, man, it's cool. They'll invite you. Like, if you're walking downtown. My mom's from San Miguel, which is one of the islands. I think there's a bunch of islands in the Azores of Portugal. So she's from one of the bigger islands actually. But like if you're walking down the street and they realize, say you got like a Canada shirt on or something, they're like inviting you into their shop. They're like, "Yo, try this coffee. Go down the street to George. He's got some."
It's a community.
Yeah, it's a community. Especially if you're from outside, they want you to make sure that you have a good time there because tourism is what they get that's their bread and butter. You know what I mean? They want tourists to come back. So they really make you feel at home over there.
Yeah, everybody. I have friends. I have a buddy right now, just a friend who got married out over there, and a couple of my buddies went out there for that. And they're like, Lisbon's the shit, man.
Yeah,
Portugal's supposed to be
nice.
fun as hell. And they're pretty progressive with I know, like, no drugs are illegal in Portugal.
No, so all drugs are decriminalized over there.
And not only that, they have an amazing rehabilitation program.
Yeah, because they make addicts addicts. They don't make them criminals. You know what I mean? The problem here now is we make addicts criminals right off the bat before we understand them. Over there, they've basically say, hey, we understand you have a problem and you're going through things. We just want to help. We don't want to make you a criminal because anyone who's, now has to go to jail because of crack, guess what? If they've already at the point where they're doing crack, sending them to jail is not going to do anything at all. You know what I mean? They've already experienced the most shittiest...
That's just fanning the flame.
Yeah, they've already experienced the most shittiest part of life, and now what are you going to do? You're going to send them to jail for that. And, you know what I mean? I think that's where some of the peace and comfort and decriminalizing drugs over there, it helps people not feel like pieces of shit.
And they have an amazing system. And then my buddy was showing me, like, their drug addiction rate, their drug-related crimes. All of those statistics, they're at the bottom.
Yeah, they have bottom. It's crazy.
And I'm actually pretty damn confident that if we fast forward to 30 to 40 years from now, a lot of first world countries will adopt a very similar model.
I hope so.
As time goes on, you are going to become more lenient with drug laws, and you're going to have a more positive approach towards, like, the rehabilitation systems.
Exactly.
Like what Portugal is doing now, I really think we're probably going to be doing that. And we got to catch up.
100%.
There's always one couple thing that has to be bad. Weed is no longer bad. It's not legal anymore. So now they're going to come at you for having mushrooms, come at you for having acid, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And then they're going to make the mushrooms legal. And then they're going to come at you for the rest.
It's already in Denver.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about Canada. But yeah, North America in general. Slowly, item by item, is coming off of the scheduled criminal list.
A lot of that, too, has to do with the fact that if the government can't control it, they'd rather just profit off of it.
Exactly. I mean, capitalism works, all right? That's the one model that
money runs
consistently
the world.
Works. Let's make it legal, provide it, and have the systems in place to help people. Like AA's all over the place.
Yeah.
Alcohol somehow was like the one drug that it was so in with religion and everything that's been like this okay thing this whole time.
Even they've gone even as much to do it. I mean, it's crazy to hear, but you can buy a license to be a legal escort. You know what I mean?
In Canada?
In Canada.
Already?
Oh yeah, buddy. It's technically...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can buy a license.
So prostitution is pretty much legal.
It's not legal in a sense because you're supposed to be... Technically, their loophole is
an escort does not provide
it's a
sex.
Companion.
It's a companion. Got it.
So you can buy a license to be a companion. Now, whatever happens behind those closed doors.
That's the kind of shit I hate about the law because
they just want to make their buck.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Couldn't stop
so
it.
they can fuck you over depending on whether they want to or not.
That's it.
Because they can be like, you're a companion behind closed doors, right? And then they open that door, and if you're having sex, then that's a thing they can use. We can pursue that.
If they want.
If they want to throw the book at you.
But why? Because they're making their tax dollars. You're going to pay your licensing. You're going to pay so much to your tax dollars at the end of the year. You're going to do your write-offs or whatever. They're going to get their portion, and it's better off doing that way.
When did this come into place? I didn't hear about it.
I don't know, but it's been a long time. I mean, I've been working in nightclubs I did work in nightclubs for about 7 years, and it was already for a big thing for a long time in that industry.
I actually just had Sima Saperi on here last week, and she used to bartend at nightclubs for a while, and she was telling me about how sometimes like guys would like grab her ass or whatever,
Oh,
and
100%.
every now and I mean, obviously that's expected, you know. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying it's a nightclub.
It's the industry,
You're gonna assume
unfortunately.
some rat hood shitty shit's gonna happen like that. But she tells me every now and then some dude would be super aggressive with her, and she would tell the security guard, and the security guard would be like, like he's just like that's like the plug, and everyone knows it, and like the security guard's just not willing to do anything for her.
Really?
Yeah. Some
See,
dude
no,
was like,
we
"I'm
didn't
gonna-"
fuck with that.
You guys
Back
didn't
in-
have anything like that.
No. Back in the day, that was number one. You didn't touch one of the girls, buddy. You touched one of the girls, yo, you were leaving without teeth or something hurting, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you didn't touch any of the girls back in the day.
What's the crazy nightclub story? I'm sure people been always ask you, what's the craziest thing you ever seen?
I don't know, man. It's crazy as everybody's different. You know what I mean? I've seen people get stabbed. I've seen guns be pulled. I've seen overdoses.
Tell me about the stabbings and then tell me about the overdoses.
I've seen people get stabbed. I've seen knives get pulled, man.
Have you seen any face stabs?
No face stabs. Everything to the gut.
I've heard of a face stab.
I've seen a chest slice.
Oh, fuck.
That was like 9 inches long.
Jesus.
And like just below the guy's neck. So like, cause the guy went like this, and it was like he just missed.
What was the level of blood?
Oh, it was enough to make the guy faint.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Actually, one time I was outside of a party, and some guy I knew, he got slashed just like that, just under his chest, and he was like in shock, walking around like this.
Yeah.
And every time his heart would beat, a little blood would gush.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, man. I've seen people get compound fractures during fights. I've seen.
How do you know they were compound fractures?
You can see the bone outside the skin.
That's what a compound fracture is?
Yeah, it makes it. Yeah.
I thought it was just fractured in like multiple places.
What? No, compound is when it releases from the skin.
Oh yeah,
Breaks from the
I
skin.
don't know this shit, bro. I don't know.
I don't know. You
feel
called
like
me out on my other shit. You gotta
learned this
eat
in
the
welding.
cookies or something. I thought you were calling
You
me.
got caught on that
I
one.
know.
You got caught on that one. See, you lost your trust on that one.
That's
Now
why I had to
question.
explain that.
Now I
one.
question everything. That's what happens when you make shit up.
But yeah, like, you know what I mean? We've had crazy parties with, we did concerts with Tech 9 where all the juggalos come out, all the white dudes with the painted faces like clowns in the hockey jerseys, buddy. Those guys get wild. They start throwing hangmakers and starting mosh pits, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy industry. Every day is a crazy day in a normal life, I guess.
Did you have to dip from it? Did you have to get out of it, or you just kind of fell out of it?
I spiraled out of it.
Yeah?
Between the drugs and the alcohol and all that bullshit. It sent me to a place.
So did the end of the nightclub days line up with the conception of your daughter?
Almost. It was the end of the nightclub days, and then a very, very dark period of where I needed to try to fix my life for about a year and a half or two, and then my daughter came. Like, I was basically just getting I had lost my driver's license, every form of ID at that time. I didn't even have a bank account.
You're just a fucking bird.
Yeah,
huh?
I was just a street bum, buddy. You know what I mean? I still had my family, and you know what I mean? I still had a decent amount of health, but the drugs and alcohol took me pretty far into that lifestyle where, I lost everything. So I was just in the middle of a restart. Like, I just had gotten my license back when my girlfriend told me she was pregnant. Actually, at that time, I hadn't even had my license yet. My girlfriend was driving me to work when she told me she was pregnant. And it was at that time where I was like, oh shit, I don't want to be the dad with no car.
Yeah, you're like, oh fuck, I'm this guy.
Yeah, I don't want to be the dad at the bus stop,
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, but for me to feel good about providing for my kid, I needed to get my life together because I wanted to give that kid as much as possible.
Hell yeah, man. You turned it the fuck around. Let me just say, now you got a Dodge Journey. You're fucking living well, bro.
I'm doing okay, man. Like, I mean, I'm still playing, honestly, if I'm being honest with everybody, I'm still playing a lot to catch up from those mistakes. I'm living comfortably. My fridge is full, but I'm paying for a lot of those mistakes from back in the day.
You're still young, man.
Yeah, there's still
It's a long
time.
life, bro.
That's it, man.
Yeah, if you had all this surplus money right now,
It wouldn't matter.
just a couple things would be better.
Yeah, just
and the majority of things would not change.
And I wouldn't have those stories, man.
You just have payment plans. It sounds like what it is.
You know what? I don't have no more credit cards, no more loans, no more debt.
Until you fix that shit.
So I just have a
Wait,
couple
no more. So what are you paying then?
Wow.
Okay, we'll keep it. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, that's a different.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother.
And guy, man, we've
podcast.
done over the hour, bro.
Sweet.
We're gonna plug. If you have anything coming up, plug your. I know you've been off of social media for a little bit, so forget about your social media.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're doing any shows. If you want to plug your monthly, do you have that set up yet?
Oh, no, the monthly is not set up. That's going to be a surprise show, guys. That's at a swingers club in Mississauga at M4. That's going to be very shortly. So if you got me on Facebook, check me out, follow me. It will be coming up very, very soon. And November 9th, I got a pretty sweet show in Cambridge. We're doing a Portuguese cultural show. It's a big Portuguese act. We got the Portuguese kids coming through. That's a big thing, November 9th in Cambridge. It's going to be super fun, man. It's going to be a very big thing.
Who's headlining that night? Do you know?
There's a bunch of Portuguese comedians, and then their Portuguese kids is it's like a big thing that they do in the community. So it's like a bunch of actors. It's gonna be really nice, man. And they got a singer and stuff to finish off the night. There's a dinner.
Hell yeah, man! And if I can say one thing about Nathan motherfucking Teixeira, this guy packs out a show. This guy knows how to bring people into a venue.
My man, I try.
I saw him pull one time to a show. He literally went to a nearby patio and brought 15 people from the patio to the show. I still don't understand exactly what he told them or how he did it, but they left. They had beers that weren't even done. So.
That's it. I love the game, man.
Yeah, he loves the game.
I do love the comedy game, guys.
And if you are in Toronto on August 1st, 9 p.m., it's my Plus Time Comedy anniversary show with Max Sheldrick. This show is going to be crazy.
Monster lineup. Just a pure monster lineup. I may just come to town just to see the lineup.
Dude, Jarrett Campbell, Chris Robinson, Paul Thompson, Nitish Sakuja, Alex Wood.
Some of Toronto's heaviest.
I may be missing a couple. Angst for the Memories with Dan Curtis Thompson and James Ellis Island. And my boy Hanif on the music, and we're doing a guest set. It's gonna be crazy. Like all those people are on JFL TV right now.
Get your tickets now, people.
August 1st. It's more than 50% gone, guys. Just check my Instagram, Abbas Wahab, and just press that little get tickets button on there. August 1st, 9 p.m. Free Times Cafe. Don't miss it. Thanks so much for listening. I'll catch you soon. Peace.